Good morning, everyone. Good morning, Webviewees. We are now on our day 4 of our free BLEP review. So hopefully you are still doing well and you are still learning and working on your preparation for the nalalapit na licensure examination for teachers. Before we will officially start our review today, may I request Sir Rene Saol to start the prayer, to lead the prayer.
Let us bow our heads and feel the presence of God. Lord God, we thank you for this beautiful day, for all the blessings that you have given us. We ask for forgiveness for all the sins that we have committed. And today, Lord, we ask for your guidance and blessings, and hope that our reviewees have the knowledge and energy to learn, and also for our lecturers to have the energy to teach all the reviewers well. This we pray, this we ask through Christ our Lord. Amen.
Thank you, Sir Rene Saol. Now, my respect to our university president, Dr. Victor C. Caniezo Jr., to our dean, Dr. Ryan Chofel Arpon, and to the program chairpersons, we have Dr. Gloria Alho for PS Ed. Then we have Dr. Greg Siat for BE Ed. Now we are on our fourth day of the review, and today we will be tackling about general education mathematics. Now it is my humble honor to present to you our lecturer. We have Sir Jefry Aransado. He is a part-time instructor at BIPSU LHS. He is also a licensed professional teacher, an LNU graduate, BS Ed Mathematics, magna cum laude. He is also a Proficiency in Mathematics awardee, a Competence in Practicum awardee, and an Excellence in Science awardee. Without further ado, please welcome our lecturer for General Education Mathematics, Sir Jefry Aransado.
Good day, everyone. I was assigned to discuss the general education mathematics in preparation for the licensure examination for teachers uh, next year, 2021. Yeah. Before anything else, I would like to thank the university headed by Dr. Victor C. Caniaza Jr. and to our ever dynamic Dean of School of Teacher Education, Dr. Ryan P. Arpon, to the chairpersons of PS Ed and BE Ed, thank you, and to the people behind this free STED web view, thank you as well. So, general education is one of the three major parts in the licensure examination for teachers, and it has 150 items total. For this part, 150 for the Prof Ed, and for the majorship, you have also 150. Except for the mathematics and science, I think, because they only have 120 items, if I'm not mistaken. Sige, let's start to the general education mathematics. For item number 1, give the value of A if the statement is 4AB is equal to 20 and B is equal to 5. So in mathematics, we are actually using the Polias method of problem solving. We have four steps here. The first one is to understand the given problem. Second is to find a strategy or method to be used in solving it, or you are going to make a plan on how you solve this problem. The third one is to carry out the plan or to carry out the strategy or the method that you chose for you to solve the problem or for you to find the answer. And the last one is to look back to the problem if your answer satisfies or your answer is what being asked on the problem. So that is the four stages or four steps in Poyas methods of problem solving. So in this problem, we're going to understand the problem first. So you are asked to give or to find the value of a, and we have givens here. The first one is an equation for ab is equal to 20, and the second one is a value of b. We are going to find the value of a. We have 4ab is equal to 20, and we have the value of b, which is equal to 5. In order for us to find or to solve the value of a, we are going to substitute the value of b to the given equation. 4ab is equal to 20. So we have here 4a times b, which is equal to 5 because we have the value of 5 as the b. So 4a times 5 is equal to 20. So multiply 4 to 5, we have 20a is equal to 20. Divide both sides by 20 for us to have here a. So a is equal to 20 divided by 20, which is equal to 1. Therefore, the value for a is equal to 1. So for item number 1, our correct answer is C, 1. Let's go to item number 2. Determine the total length of the clothing materials if there are 7 and 2/10 meters and 15 and 4/5 meters available. So we are going to find the total length. In finding the total length, we are going to sum the two clothing materials, the length of the clothing materials. So how do we add this one? So we are given with mixed fractions, two mixed fractions, 7 and 2/10 and 15 and 4/5. So for you to solve it easily, you're going to first add the integers, the 7 and the 15. So 7 plus 15 is equal to 22. And then next is we are going to add the two fractions, the 2 over 10 and the 4 over 5. So how do you add these two fractions? In adding two fractions, the first thing to do is to find the least common denominator, the LCD. So what is the LCD of 10 and 5? So we have 10. So 10 divided by 10 is equal to 1 times 2, which we have here 2. Then 10 divided by 5 is 2 times 4. So 2 plus 2 times 4 is equal to 10 over 10, which is equal to 1. 1 is the sum of the two fractions, and we have also 22 as the sum of the two integers here. But then we are asked to find the total length of the clothing materials. Therefore, 22 plus 1 is equal to 23. That is the total length of the clothing materials. Therefore, the answer for item 2 is A, 23 meters. For item number 3, Hacienda Uno was to be divided among 22 tenants. Each tenant will be rewarded 6 hectares each. What was the area of Hacienda Uno in hectares? So yung Hacienda Uno daw is to be divided among 22 tenants. And each tenant will be given 6 hectares. So ilang hectares meron ang Hacienda Uno? So simply, we are going to multiply 22 and 6. So 22 times 6 is equal to 132. The answer is D for item number 3. Let's go to item number 4. A value of the expression 3xy plus 5y plus 7 when x is equal to 2 and y is equal to 3 is blank. So again, we are provided with two values of x and y. We have 2 and 3 respectively. And we have here the expression 3xy plus 5y plus 7. And we are asked to find the value of this expression given x is equal to 2 and y is equal to 3. So what are we going to do here? We are going to substitute the values of x and y to the given expression. So 3xy plus 5y plus 7 is equal to question mark. So by substitution, we substitute the values of x and y respectively. So we have here 2 and 3. 3 times 2 times 3 plus 5 times 3 plus 7. So perform the operations. We are given with the answer 40. So therefore, the answer for item 4 is A, 40. Let's go to item number 5. If the function is defined by the set of ordered pairs 1, 2, 2, 4, 3, 8, 4, 16, 5y, then the value of y is. So it's just a matter of pattern. We are going to find ano yung pattern na nag-i-exist given this set of ordered pairs. So as you can see, the first number for each ordered pair is called the abscissa. So we have here the abscissas 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. So we know the pattern here by just adding 1. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. The second number for each ordered pair is called the ordinate or the y coordinate. So we have here the 2, the color blue part, the 2, 4, 8, 16, and y. So we are asked to find the value of y, but how? By just finding the pattern. So we have here the first one, 2. So paano siya naging 4? By adding 2. So 2 plus 2 is equal to 4. And then the next one is 8. Paano siya naging 8? By adding 4 plus 4. So 4 plus 4 is equal to 8. And then naging 16. How did we get 16? By adding 8 plus 8. 8 plus 8 is equal to 16. So, naging y. So, ano ang value ng y? So, the value of y, using the pattern for the ordinate or the y coordinate, we are going to add 16 and 16. So, 16 plus 16 is equal to 32. And that is the value of your y. Y is equal to 32. So, the answer for item number 5 is A, 32. Number 6. A fish tank which is right rectangle prism is 40 centimeter by 20 centimeter by 20 centimeter. If filled with water, what is the mass of the water? As you can see, what is the first step in Polyas method of problem solving? That is to understand the problem. So in this problem, we are given with dimensions of the rectangular prism 40 by 20 by 20. But it is in length, it is in the centimeter, but then we are asked to find the mass. So the mass is in terms of the kilogram. So how do we solve this one? So we are asked to find the mass of the water. We are given with the dimensions of the rectangular prism, which is 40 centimeter by 20 centimeter by 20 centimeter. So how do you find the volume of the rectangular prism? So we have here the formula. The length times the width times the height, or L times W times H. That is their respective symbols or representation in letters. So by substitution, we substitute 40, 20, and 20 respectively. So the volume is equal to 40 times 20 times 20. So using calculator, since you are allowed to use calculator in the licensure examination, so you can do it. 40 times 20 times 20 is equal to 16,000 cubic centimeter. Remember, the answer, the volume is in cubic centimeter, but then we are tasked to find the mass of the water in terms of kilogram. So how do we convert cubic centimeters to kilogram? Remember, 1 kilogram is equal to 1,000 cubic centimeter. Again, 1 kilogram is equal to 1,000 cubic centimeter. We have here the volume, which is equal to 16,000 cubic centimeters. So by using the conversion, which is 1 is to 1,000, so we are going to divide 16,000 cubic centimeter by 1,000 cubic centimeter in order for us to know its converted answer in kilogram. So 16,000 divided by 1,000 is equal to 16 kilograms. So therefore, the answer for item 6 is A, 16 kilogram. Let's go to item number 7. Your salary deduction per month includes 10% for the income tax, 5% for the GSIS, and 2% for loan amortization. Your take-home pay is 8,300. What is your monthly salary? Remember, nandito is your take-home pay is 8,300. So this is your take-home pay after deducting your salary per month. So ito yung natira na lang sa'yo, which is equal to 8,300. So the question is, what is your monthly salary? Okay. So we are going to let X, the variable X, be the monthly salary. Be your monthly salary. Since your monthly salary will be deducted 10% for income tax, 5% for the GSIS, and 2% for the loan amortization. So the total deduction will be 17%. So 17% of your monthly salary will be deducted. And then you have here the take-home pay, which is equal to 8,300. This is your take-home pay after deducting 17% of your monthly salary. So we come up with this equation, which is 100% of x. 100% of x means that's your monthly salary without deduction. So we are going to subtract it since we have 17% deduction for income tax, GSIS, and loan amortization. So 100% x minus 17% x, which is equal to 8,300, which is your take-home pay. Again, perform the operation. 100 minus 17 is 83. So 83% x is equal to 8,300. By solving x, you divide both sides by 83%. So naging x na lang dito, and then 8,300 divided by 83% is equal to 10,000. So your x is equal to 10,000. Therefore, your monthly salary is 10,000. The answer for item 7 is A, 10,000. So if you encounter this kind of problem, or you have parallel problem to this one, you can immediately answer this one. For item number 8, a bomb was dropped in an area where rebels were hiding. The perimeter of the damaged area was 480 meters and the width was 15 meters. What was the length of the damaged area? So we are provided with the perimeter of the damaged area, which is 480, and the width 15 meters. So we are assuming that the damaged area is in rectangular form. So we are asked to find the length of the damaged area. We have here the given 480 meters as your perimeter, and your width is 15 meters. Since meron tayong perimeter, meron din tayong width, and we are tasked to find the length, we are going to use the formula in finding the perimeter of a rectangle. Yeah. So by substitution, we substitute 480 meters to P, which is the perimeter. So we have here 480, which is equal to 2L plus 2 times 15, since our W, or the width, is 15 meters. So 480 is equal to 2L plus 30. Then transpose 30 to the other side. It is actually not transposing. It is by adding both sides by negative 30. Since it doesn't matter in the license or examination of what ano yung ginamit mo na tier or something like that. So we are just using transposition or transposing. So 480 minus 30 is equal to 2L. 480 minus 30 is 450 is equal to 2L. Divide both sides by 2. So 450 divided by 2 is equal to L. So natanggal na yung 2 sa L. So 450 divided by 2 is 225. That is your L. L represents the length of the damaged area. Therefore, the answer for item 8 is 225 meters. For item number 9, the price of a gasoline has gone high suddenly. The gas station ordered 120,000 liters before the price increased. However, only 1,500 liters were sold. How many liters are now sold in the new price? So we can actually solve this one without using any formula. Just understand the problem. Yung gas station daw nag-order ng 120,000 liters before nag-increase yung price. However, 1,500 lang yung naibenta nila. So how many liters are now sold na the new price? So therefore, we just going to subtract 120,000 by 1,500. So the answer is 118,000. So this is the difference between 120,000 and 1,500. So we just subtract. That is it. That's it. For item number 10, there are 18 North maids and 12 South maids serving in a hotel. Give the ratio of the North to the entire group and express them in simple terms. Remember, you are asked to find the ratio of the North maids to the entire group and express them in simple terms. So what is the ratio of the North to the entire group? That's what is being asked. So in order for us to solve the ratio, first, we need to find the number of maids in the North maids, and the entire group. How do we determine the entire groups? By adding 18 and 12. 18 for the North maids and 12 for the South maids. So for us to determine the entire group, add 18 and 12. So we have 30. 30 is the entire group. So we have now the two needed given for us to solve the ratio. So the ratio for the North to the entire group is 18, which is the North maids, over 30, which is the entire group. Since we are asked to find, or we are asked to express the answer in simple terms. So what is simple terms? Simple terms, ito yung hindi na ma-divide ng number that is greater than 1. Kasi yung 18 by 30, meron pa silang common factor. So ano yung common factor ng 18 and 30? 6. So we can divide 18 by 6, which is equal to 3. We can divide 30 by 6, which is equal to 5. So our simplest form of 18 over 30 is 3/5. So the answer for item 10 is A, 3/5. Let's proceed to the next item, 11. What is the area of television screen that measures 12 inches by 18 inches? So we are assuming that this television is in rectangular form since they differ in measures. The length is 18 and the width is 12. So what is the formula in finding the area of a rectangle? So the area in finding the rectangle is the length times the width. We are provided with the measurements of the length and width. We have 18 and 12 respectively. So multiply 18 by 12, we have 216. So our area, the area of the television screen is 216 square inches. So since wala ditong mga units sa choices, then yung sagot natin is 216. So that's it. Simple as that. Let's go to item number 12. The first day of September is a Wednesday. So yung unang araw doon ng September is Wednesday. What day will be the last day of September be? So we are only given with the first day of September is Wednesday. And then, ano daw yung last day ng September? Remember that September has 30 days. And then we are provided with the first day, which is September 1. Basically, that's the first day of September, September 1, which is Wednesday, and that is the given. And we are asked to find what day is the last day of September, which is September 30, that is the last day of September. So how do you find this one? Remember that September 1 is Wednesday, and that is the given. And for every 7 days, after 7 days, we have September 1. September 8, that is after 7 days, that's after 1 week. September 8 is also Wednesday. After 7 days after September 8 is September 15. That is also Wednesday. Kasi paulit-ulit lang yon. Kasi every week yon. September 22, that is 7 days after September 15. That is Wednesday as well. And then September 29, that is 7 days after September 22, and that is also Wednesday. And then we are asked to find ano daw yung day, yung last day ng September, which is September 30. Since we have here September 29 as Wednesday, so next to that is September 30, and next to Wednesday is Thursday. Therefore, September 30 is Thursday, thus the last day of September is Thursday. The answer for item 12 is C, Thursday. Let's go to item 13. If the area of the circle is twice of another circle, what is the ratio in percent of the smaller to larger circle? The question is actually ambiguous because we are not provided with a specific question. Yung tinanong lang dito is the ratio ng percent of the smaller to larger. So we are going to assume that it talks about the area of the two circles. So area of circle 1 is twice of the area of circle 2. That is the given. And we are asked to find the ratio of the smaller to the larger circle. So we have here example. Let's say the area of the circle 2 is equal to 20. Therefore, the area for circle 1 is 40 since the given is it is twice the area of the circle 2. So the ratio for that for the example is 20 over 40 or is equal to 1/2 or 50%. So for every example that you can imagine or you can make, the ratio of the area of the circle 1 to the area of circle 2 is always 50% based on the given. So therefore, the answer for item 13 is D, 50% rather. Okay, let's go to item 14. The average of 5 different numbers is 10. What is the highest possible value that one of the numbers can have? So first, we define what is average. Average is what we get if we add the given and then divided it to the number of the given. So the given here is there are 5 different, remember, 5 different numbers. So the average is 10. So how did we find this average is equal to 10? So by adding A plus B plus C plus D plus E. So we let the 5 different numbers to A, B, C, D, and E respectively. So we add the 5 different numbers, we divide it by 5, and the answer is 10, and that is your average. So how do we get the sum of the 5 different numbers? By multiplying 5 to 10, which is the average. So 5 times 10 is 50. So 50 now then is the sum of the 5 different numbers. So A plus B plus C plus D plus E is equal to 50. That is the sum. We are asked to find the highest possible value that one of the numbers can have. Remember, highest possible value. Since yung tinatanong dito is the highest possible value, therefore, yung kakailanganin natin are those numbers who have least value. So we have here 1, we have here 2, 3, 4. So 1 plus 2 plus 3 plus 4 is equal to 10. 10 plus the number which has the highest possible value, it must be equal to 50. So ano yung number na i-add sa 10 na magre-resulta ng 50 as the sum of the 5 different numbers? So the answer is 40. 40 is the highest possible value that we can get given we have 5 different numbers and the average is 10. Hope you understood this one. So the answer for item 14 is B, 40. Let's go to item number 15. What value of x will satisfy the equation 0.2 times open parenthesis 2x plus 1470 close parenthesis, which is equal to which is equal to x. So how do we solve this one? Remember, we have here number that is outside the parentheses. So in order for you to determine the value of x or the value of the unknown variable, you are going to distribute the 0.2 to the terms inside the parentheses. So by distributive property of, what is this one? Distributive property of multiplication. Yeah. We distribute 0.2 to the terms inside the parentheses. So 0.2 times the 2x, the red part, so we have 0.4x, plus 0.2 times 1470, the blue part, we have 294, which is equal to x. So combined like terms, we are going to combine like terms. Since yung 0.4x nasa kaliwang side, ita-transpose natin siya to the other side. So it becomes x minus 0.4x. Naging minus siya kasi positive dito. Yeah, so 294 is equal to x minus 0.4x. 294 is equal to 0.6x. So, how did we get 0.6? So, yung numerical coefficient ni x is 1. Naka-hide lang siya. So, 1 minus 0.4 is 0.6. So, how do we get the value of x? By dividing both sides by 0.6 or by multiplying both sides by 1 over 0.6. So, naging x na lang dito. So, 294 divided by 0.6 is 490. That is the value of your x. So, the answer for item number 15 is A, 490. Let's go to item number 16. Which of the following is a factor of the quadratic equation x squared minus 2x minus 24 is equal to 0? Yung tinatanong lang dito is ano sa mga given choices ang factor ng quadratic equation. In a quadratic equation, there are two factors. So how do we find these two factors? We are going to use the TAI method or the trial and error method. Since the given is in quadratic form, the x squared, so ipapartition natin siya dito. We have here parentheses, x plus blank, and then the other one is x minus blank. Why are we using the plus and minus? Since the product is negative 24 based on the given, that is the product. So the product of the two numbers is negative 24. The sum is negative 2. That is based on the given quadratic equation, x squared minus 2x minus 24 is equal to 0. What we are going to do is we are going to focus on the product, which is equal to negative 24. Given the product negative 24, we are going to think of the two numbers that if we add those two numbers, the sum must be equal to negative 2. So I listed here the possible the possible factors of negative 24. I have here negative 24 and 1 or negative 1 and 24. So their product is negative 24. We have here another possible two numbers, negative 12 and 2, negative 2 and 12. Next is negative 6 and 4, then the other one is 6 and negative 4. Next is negative 3 and 8, and then 3 and negative 8. This pair of numbers, they both have the same product, which is negative 24. But then, with this pair of numbers, we are going to find now if we add those two numbers, the sum must be equal to negative 2. So negative 24 and 1, the sum is not negative 2, so as with negative 1 and 24. Negative 12 and 2, the sum is not negative 2, so as with negative 2 and 12. Negative 6 and 4, the sum of negative 6 and 4 is negative 2. So therefore, this pair of numbers are the factors, are the numbers that we are going to put here in the blank. So we have here negative 6 and 4. So therefore, the factors of the given quadratic equation is x plus 4, since 4 is positive, then x minus 6, since 6 is negative, kaya naging minus dito. So we have now the two factors, x plus 4, x minus 6. So the choices, ito lang yung choices, x minus 4, x plus 2, x plus 6, x plus 4. So saan sa apat na ito ang factor? So x plus 4, x plus 4. Yeah, the answer for item 16 is D, x plus 4. Excuse me. Let's go to item 17. Julie spent 1/6 of her money in one store. In the next store, she spent 3 times as much as she spent in the first store and had 80 pesos left. How much money did she have at the start? So first we understand the problem. What is being asked? What is being asked here? The money that she have at the start, yung original money niya na meron siya. So first one, the 1/6 of her money was spent on the first store. That is 1/6 of her money. Next, 3 times as much as she spent in the first store. Yan yung na-spent niya sa second store. And then the third one is meron siyang natirang 80 pesos. 80 pesos left. So we represent the total money that she had at the start. So let x represent the total money. So x minus 1/6 of x. Bakit siya minus? Kasi nag-spend siya ng 1/6 of her money sa first store. And your money represents the x. Or your x represents the money. So kaya naging minus dito. X minus 1/6 of your money minus 1/6 of your money, minus 3 times 1/6 of your money. Bakit 3 times 1/6? Kasi nga, sa pangalawa dito, nag-spend daw siya ng 3 times as much as she spent in the first store. Kaya naging minus 3 and 1/6x dito. Which is equal to 80. So yung 80 is the money left. She had 80 pesos left. Kaya naging equals to 80. So perform the operations. X minus 1/6x minus 3/6. Paano naging 3/6? Multiply 3 times 1/6. So 3/6x is equal to 80. Then, x minus 1/6 minus 3/6. Negative 1/6 minus 3/6 is negative 4/6. Kaya naging x minus 4/6x is equal to 80. Then, x. Diba sabi ko kanina, yung x meron siyang hidden na numerical coefficient which is 1. So 1 minus 4/6 is 2/6. So 2/6x is equal to 80. Then x is multiplied to 80. So 2x is equal to 480. So bakit tayo nag-multiply ng 6? It is for us to cancel the numerator, the denominator here, which is 6. So 2/6 times 6 is 2. Kaya naging 2x na lang dito. So 80 times 6 is 480. Bakit we multiply 6 to both sides? That is to maintain the equality of the equation. So 2x is equal to 480. How do we find the value of x? By dividing both sides by 2 or by multiplying both sides by 1/2. So x is equal to 240. So ito yung total money niya at the start. So she has 240 pesos as her starting money. So the answer for 17 is 240 pesos. That is A. Let's go to item 18. What part of an hour has passed from 2:48 p.m. to 3:20 p.m.? So we understand the problem. Anong party daw sa isang oras ang nakalipas from 2:48 p.m. to 3:20 p.m.? First thing to do is to find yung minutes between 2:48 and 3:20. So, ilang minutes ba meron sa 2:48 p.m. to 3:20? There are 32 minutes. We have 12 minutes before 3 and 20 minutes after 3. So, 12 plus 20 is 32. So, meron tayong 32 minutes from 2:48 p.m. to 3:20 p.m. Yung tinatanong is, what part of an hour is 32 minutes? So, what part of an hour is 32 minutes? So, 32 divided by 60, since there are 60 minutes in an hour. So, we simplify 32 divided by 60, or 32 over 60. So, yung common nila is they have 4 as their greatest common factor. So, 32 divided by 4 is 8. 60 divided by 4 is 15. So, 8 over 15. In simplifying fraction, we tend to find the simplest form wherein you cannot divide the number to their common factors. Kasi yung 8 and 15, wala na silang common factor. Except for 1. So, therefore, 8 over 15 is the simplest form of 32 over 60. So, the answer for our item 18 is D, 8 over 15. But then, if in the choices, there is 32 over 60, so you can choose it as your answer or as your final answer. So, in this part, it is in the simplest form, 8 over 15. That is C. That is for item 18. Let's go to item 19. What is 3 meters plus 28 decimeters when converted to centimeters? This question, this kind of question is actually popular in civil service examination and the licensure examination for teachers, the conversion of the length. So, I have provided here the simplest way in converting lengths to other units. Please memorize this one. The kilometer, hectometer, decameter, meter, decimeter, centimeter, millimeter. Again, kilometer, hectometer, decameter, meter, decimeter, centimeter, millimeter. Sige. Let's go. Since in this problem, the given is in meters and decimeter, and then you are asked to find the sum of the given in centimeters. So before we add the two given, let's first convert meters to centimeter kasi nga yung tinatanong is yung centimeter. So ilang centimeter ba meron yung 3 meters? So base here sa red portion, yung meter to centimeter, meron siyang distance na 2. So before you go to the centimeter, from the meter, dadaan ka muna ng decimeter, then pupunta ka sa centimeter. So meron tayong 2 as its distance. Yung distance na yan represents the additional zeros that you will put in order for you to find its converted length to centimeter. So 3 meters to centimeter is 300 centimeters. We added 2 zeros since from meter to centimeter, dadaan ka muna ng decimeter, then pupunta ka sa centimeter. So, dalawa. It also represents, yung distance then represents to, kung ano yung i-multiply mo by 3. So, from meter to centimeter, di ba dalawa? So, you multiply it by 100. So, 3 times 100 is 300. So, if meter to decimeter lang, you're going to multiply it by 10. 10 lang yung i-multiply mo. So, 3 times 10 is 30. So, that is decimeter. So, it is important for you to memorize this conversion, this red portion here, para mas madali na lang mag-convert ng lengths to other units. For example, dito, meron tayong given na 28 decimeter. Decimeter to centimeter, isa lang yung distance, di ba? So therefore, we are only going to add 1 0 or i-multiply lang natin si 28 by 10, not by 100, since the distance is just only 1. So 28 times 10 is 280, or para mas madali, just add 1 zero. So 28 plus 1 zero is 280. So yung given na natin are in terms of centimeter. We have 300 centimeter, we have 280 centimeter. And then we are asked to find the sum when converted to centimeter. So we're just going to add 300 and 280 since they both have of the same units, which is in centimeter. So 300 centimeter plus 280 centimeter is 580 centimeter. So the answer for item 19 is 580 D. So let's go to the next item, 20. What are the missing terms in the series 5, 10, 20? We have here blank, 80, blank, 320. So ito lang yung given. We are not provided with other givens except for this one. So ano yung gagawin lang is to look for a pattern. Actually, sa licensure examination for teachers or for civil service examination, kapag meron ganitong mga questions na series, something like that, yung hahanapin mo lang is the pattern. Okay? Sige. 5, 10, 20, blank, 80, blank, 320. Sige, let's start from 5. From 5 to 10, paano naging 10 from 5? By just adding 5. So 5 plus 5 is 10. Okay. Then 10 to 20. Paano naging 20 from 10? By just adding 10 from 10. So 10 plus 10 is equal to 20. Sige, 20 and then blank. So, alam na natin yung pattern from 5, 10, then 20. So, para malaman kung ano yung kasunod ni 20, so we are going to add 20 by 20. So 20 plus 20 is 40. Ano yung references natin? Ano yung reference? Ano yung binasahan natin dito? The pattern from the start. Sige, 20 plus 20 is 40. That is the first blank. And then meron tayong 40 sa blank. So 40 plus the 40 is 80. So it is correct here. So far, yung pattern natin is correct. Then 80 plus 80 is 160. That is the value of the second blank. So 160 plus 160 is 320. So therefore, the pattern that we come up is actually correct. So by just adding to itself, 5 plus 5, 10, then 10 plus 10, 20. 20 plus 20, 40. That's the blank. 40 plus 40, 80. Then 80 plus 80, 160. That is for the second blank. And 160 plus 160 is 320. So therefore, the value of the two missing terms are 40 and 160. Basahin lang. That is for item 20. Let's go to item 21. All the seats in a bus are occupied and 6 persons are standing. At the next bus stop, 13 persons got off and 5 got in. So how many seats were empty after the stop if everyone had a seat? So, napakataas ng problem, but himay-himayin natin ito. First, all the seats daw in a bus are occupied and 6 persons are standing. Therefore, merong sobrang 6 na tao. All seats are occupied and then yung 6 naman are standing. So, ganon. The next is, at the next bus stop, 13 person got off. So, lumabas na yung 13. And then, meron din pumasok na 5. 5 person got in. So, that's for the second part. So, the third is, the question, how many seats were empty after the stop if everyone had a seat? So, lahat daw nakaupo. But then, merong mga empty nga seats. Maybe, hindi enough yung tao sa loob ng bus. So, the first thing to do is we represent X be the number of seats in the bus. Ito yung kung ilan yung seats na meron sa sa bus. So, that is X. So, the first part, di ba, meron ditong all seats in a bus are occupied and then 6 persons are standing. So we represent this one as x plus 6. X represents the number of seats in the bus, and the 6 is the people who are standing, that is 6. The next part here, which is x plus 6 minus 13 plus 5, yung minus 13, nanggaling siya sa, at the next stop bus, at the next bus stop, 13 persons got off. Kasi lumabas yung 13, so therefore, meron tayong minus 16 dito. And then, and 5 person got in, merong pumasok na 5 na naman, so we have here plus 5. Kaya meron tayong x plus 6 minus 13 plus 5 dito. So what is 6 minus 13 plus 5? So negative 2. So we have here the final expression, which is x minus 2. Di ba yung x represent the number of seats in a bus? And then meron tayong x minus 2 dito. So therefore, there are 2 empty seats. Bakit empty? Kasi minus dito. All seats are occupied or are being occupied, meron lang 2 seats na walang tao. Kaya naging x minus 2 dito. Therefore, there are 2 empty seats rather. So the answer for item 21 is D. There are 2 seats. 22. Let's go to item 22. What are the odds of getting 2 5s in a single throw of pair of dice? So how many faces are there in a die? So ilang faces meron ang die? We have 6 faces. So we have here given 2 5s in a single throw of pair of dice. So una natin gagawin is to find the probability or the odds of getting 5 in tossing a die. So isang die lang muna tayo. So ano yung probability? Since isang 5 lang meron yung die, 5 dots, di ba? So the probability na 5 yung mag-appear in tossing a die is 1 over 6. Bakit 1 over 6? Kasi 1 lang, there is only 5 in a die, di ba? Then over 6, since there are 6 faces in a die, right? So yung probability of 5 appearing and tossing a die is 1 over 6. Where did we get 1? 1 represents that there is only 5 in a die, and 6 represents the number of faces na meron yung die. So 1 over 6. Since the given dito is meron daw 2, ano daw yung probability or odds of getting 2 5As in a single throw of pair of dice? Hindi lang die yung tinos dito. Dalawang die o dalawang dice. So the probability sa isang die is 1 over 6 na mag-appear sa 5. So therefore, the probability na dalawang 5 mag-appear in tossing 2 dice is 1 over 36. So how did we get 1 over 36? By multiplying the probability, which is 1/6, of 5 to appear in tossing a die. So 1/6 times 1/6 is 1 over 36. Bakit multiply natin yung 1/6 sa 1/6? That is the rule. That is the multiplication rule in probability. Okay? So therefore, the odds or the probability of getting 2 5s in a single throw of pair of dice is 1 over 36. Okay, let's proceed to item 23. How many integers between 1 and 150 are divisible by both 4 and 5? Again, we are going to understand the given problem. What is being asked, ano yung mga given, before we go to solving. So ilang integers daw meron between 1 and 150 na divisible by both 4 and 5. So ano ba yung divisible? When we say divisible, if we divide a number by a certain number, the answer is integer and the remainder is 0. So yung remainder is 0. That is the divisibility rule. So, sinabi dito is, ilang integers daw meron sa between 1 and 50 na divisible both 4 and 50. Pag sinabing divisible by both 4 and 50, dapat yung number divisible by 4 and at the same time divisible din siya sa 5. For example, 20. 20 is divisible by 4 because 20 divided by 4 is 5. And at the same time, 20 is also divisible by 5 because 20 divided by 5 is 4. So we can say that 20 is divisible by both 4 and 5. But yung tinatanong, ilan daw meron between 1 and 150? So a number is divisible by both 4 and 5 if it is divisible by 20. That is correct. Sige. So how do we find the number of numbers that are divisible by both 4 and 5? By dividing 150. So where did we get 150? Yung 150 is coming from here, dito, between 1 and 150. Since this is the highest portion, the highest part dito. So 150 divided by 20. Bakit natin where did you get 20 here? So since yung number lang is divisible by both 4 and 5 kapag divisible siya sa 20. So 120 divided by 150 divided by 20 is 7.5. So by floor function of 7.5 is 7. So tatanggalin lang natin yung mga decimal parts. So yung natitira na is 7. Yung 7 is the number of the number of numbers that are divisible by both 4 and 5. So therefore, there are 7 numbers between 1 and 150 that are divisible by both 4 and 5. Sige, by checking to check if there are really 7 numbers between 100 and 1 and 150 that are divisible by both 4 and 5. The first one is 20. This is correct. Next is 40. Next is 60, 80, and then 100, 120, and 140. Let's count. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So indeed, there are 7 numbers between 1 and 150 that are divisible by both 4 and 5. You can actually use the manual part here. So you can list down those numbers, or if you want an easier way, then divide 150 by 20. Okay? So the answer for item 23 is 7D. D. Oh, item 24, they have the same questions. So in the licensure examination for teachers or SELET or SEBLET, there are cases na yung mga items ay inuulit lang. So meron ding thrice na inulit or twice na inulit. So if you are confident with your answer sa previous sa sa question na iyon na inulit, then malaki yung probability na malaki yung rate mo sa Gen Ed or sa Prof Ed or sa major kapag merong inulit na items. Kasi correct ka na doon. Unless if you are wrong with those problem, then mali ka din sa mga inulit na question. So be careful. So the answer for 24 then is D, 7. Let's go to item 25. The area of a square is 32x. Which of the following could be the value of x? So 32x. So area of a square daw is 32x. The formula in finding the area of a square is s squared. So since 32x is the area of the square, so we are going to find the value of x, wherein if we multiply 32 by the value of x, the answer must be a perfect square. Bakit perfect square? Kasi nga area of a square. Area of a square should be perfect square if the sides are integers, of course. Sige, 32x. So by just using the choices, the first one here, a is 2. So let's use the choice a, which is 2. 32 times 2 is 64. The question, is 64 a perfect square? Yes or no? The answer is yes. So we are now confident that 2 is the answer, but then for checking, we're going to check if there are still in the choices that could satisfy the given. So let's use 6. 32 times 6 is... What is 32 times 6? 6. 32 times 6 is 192. 192 is not a perfect square. Therefore, choice B is incorrect. For choice C, which is 3, 32 times 3 is 96. 96 is not a perfect square. And then 32 times 4 is 128. 128 is not a perfect square. So therefore, the answer for item 25 is 2. A. Kasi nga, 32 times 2 is 64. 64 is a perfect square. Paano ba malaman kapag kung perfect square ang isang number? Sige. Diba, 64 is a perfect square since we can write 64 as 8 times 8. So the product of itself, 8 times 8, which is equal to 64. Therefore, 64 is a perfect square. Another perfect square is 25. Bakit perfect square yung 25? Kasi we can write 25 as the product of 5 and 5 or 5 times 5. So, ganon. Another is 49. 49 is a perfect square since we can write 49 as the product of 7 and 7 or 7 times 7 is equal to 49. So, that's it. I hope you understood this part because it's really essential for the licensure examination for teachers. Let's go to 26. So this one is very familiar to me. Kasi maybe nag-appear ito sa exam namin. So, two buses leave the same station at 9 p.m. One bus travels north, so due north yung isang bus, at a rate of 30 km per hour. And the other travels east, o due east yung second bus. Meron siyang rate na 40 km per hour. Question, how many kilometers apart are the buses at 10 p.m.? Kailan sila nag-start? 9 p.m. So, tinatanong daw yung kilometers apart nila at 10 p.m. So, merong nakalipas na 1 hour. Sige. First, two buses leave the same station at 9 p.m. Umalis sila na 9 p.m. Yung isang bus travels north, rate 30 km per hour. So, 30 km yung nakaka-cover niya na distance per hour. So, kapag 2 hours, 60 km yung makaka-cover niya. Yung other bus naman, due east at 40 km per hour. So, kada oras meron siyang 40 km. For question, how many kilometers apart are the buses at 10 p.m.? So, merong nakalipas na 1 hour. From 9 to 10 p.m., this is the first bus. One bus travels north, so 30 km. So, from 9 to 10 p.m., so since 1 hour lang, meron siyang na-cover na 30 kilometers, this portion here. Sa pa-east naman, this is the starting point. To the east, that is the second bus. Travel east at a rate of 40 km per hour. So from 9 p.m. to 10 p.m., meron siya na-cover na 40 kilometers. Yung question, how many kilometers apart are the buses at 10 p.m.? So this is the first bus, this is the second bus. Ano daw yung distance nila dito? As you can see, the figure here forms a right triangle. Ang kapag right triangle sa mathematics, famous dito yung Pythagoras formula or the Pythagorean theorem, which is c squared is equal to a squared plus b squared. C represents this one, the hypotenuse. A and B represents the legs of the right triangle. So we are provided with the legs, the measure of the legs, the 30 and the 40. C is the unknown. We are going to find or to solve the value of C, or the distance between the two buses. So C squared is equal to 30 squared. Where did we get 30? Here. Plus 40 squared. Where did we get 40? Here. So C squared is equal to 900. What is 30 squared? That is 30 times 30 is 900. Plus 1,600. That is 40 times 40. Kaya naging 160 to. So c squared is equal to 2,500. That is the sum of 900 and 1/6. So c squared is equal to 2,500. Extract the square root. Naka-c squared pa kasi dito. But then, yung tinatanong lang is, ano yung c? O ano yung distance dito? So, by square root, c. Square root is 50 or positive negative 50. Pero, tinatanong dito is distance. So, we take the positive only since there's no negative in distance unless you are referring to the direction of the distance. If it is to the left, then it's negative, to the right, positive. Since wala dito, so we take only the positive one. So 50. Therefore, dito is 50. The distance between the two buses is 50 kilometers after 1 hour. So the answer for 26 is D, 50 kilometers. Let's go to 27. A vendor sold 1 sack of rice more than she paid for it. What information is needed to find his gain? So, walang ibang given dito kundi yung vendor lang nag-sold ng 1 sack of rice more than she paid for it. Tinatanong is ano daw yung mga kinakailangang information to find his gain. Yung gain niya is the profit of the vendor. So let's go to the choices since wala tayong given, numerical given. So let's go directly to the choices. So basahin muna natin. A, the amount paid by the customer per sack. B, the amount she paid for it. C, the number of sacks sold. D, the amount she was paid. As you can observe, A and B are somewhat similar, right? The amount paid by the customer per sack and the amount she was paid. So, sa licensure examination for teachers or any examination, kapag merong two choices na similar or they are somewhat the same, then those two choices are will be disregarded. So, wala sa dalawa yung sagot. So, tanggal na si A, tanggal na si B. So, we are left with two choices. The amount she was paid, the B, and C, the number sacks sold. So, between the two, ano yung kailangan para malaman mo kung ano yung nagain mo o kung ilan yung nagain mo? The amount she paid for it or the number sacks sold? The answer for this one is B. Kasi you cannot determine your gain if you don't know yung amount na she paid for it. Yung amount na, you call this one? Yung amount na pagbili mo ng sack of rice before selling it, di ba? So, hindi ka makakakuha ng gain if you cannot determine the amount you paid for it. Kasi sa C, the number sacks sold. So what? Kung ilang number? Basta you know the amount you paid for it, then you can find your gain. So what information is needed to find your gain? B, the amount she paid for it. So 27, the answer is B. Let's go to 28. In a certain school, the ratio of boys and girls is 3 to 7. If there are 150 boys and girls in a school, how many boys are there? So, ratio and proportion, they often appear in every licensure examination. Sige. The ratio of boys and girls is 3 to 7 or 3:7. So for every 3 boys, there are 7 girls. That's the meaning of that. Again, there are for every 3 boys, merong 7 girls. Sa given dito, there are 150 boys and girls daw. So we assume this one, 150, as the total if we add the number of boys and girls. So that is the total. Yung total mo is 150. So we are going to let 3x and 7x be the number of boys and girls respectively. Bakit merong x dito? Kasi nga, we do not know the number of boys and girls. We are only provided with the ratio 3:7 or 3:7. That is why meron tayong 3x and 7x dito. So again, sa given, meron tayong 150 boys and girls. That is the total. Therefore, if we add 3x and 7x, which is the number of boys and girls respectively, 3x plus 7x is equal to 150. What is 3 plus 7? That is 10x is equal to 150. X is equal to 15. 15 is not the final answer since you will be using this one to find, ano yung tinatanong? Number of boys sa school. Number of boys sa school is 3x. Dito, 3x and 7x, the number of boys and girls respectively. So therefore, yung number of boys is 3x. So 3x. Ano yung x natin? 15. So 3 times 15 is 45. So therefore there are 45 boys in the school. How many boys are there? There are 45. The answer is C for item 28. Let's proceed to item 29. One angle. One angle often One angle in parallelogram is 35 degrees. What are the measure of the three other angles? So again, we understand. We are given with parallelogram. Merong isang angle. Yung tinatanong, the other three angles. Sige. One angle is 35 degrees. That is the given. So adjacent angles in a parallelogram are supplementary. Pag sinabing supplementary, the sum is equal to 180. Again, yung adjacent angle daw, pag sinabing adjacent, yung magkatabi, ito at saka ito. Yung adjacent angle daw sa parallelogram are supplementary. Anong ibig sabihin ng supplementary? The sum is equal to 180 degrees. And then, sa parallelogram din, opposite angles are the same. Pag sinabing the same, they are congruent. So, for example, this one. The opposite of this one is this one. So, as you can observe, 35 here, also 35 here. Since dito 145 and 145. So, where did we get 145? Di ba sinabi dito, di ba ito at saka ito are adjacent angles? And adjacent angles are supplementary. Pag sinabing supplementary, the sum is 180, remember? So, meron na tayong 35. Ano ito? So, 180 minus 35 is 145. So, let's check. 145 plus 35 is equal to 180. It satisfies the adjacent angles in parallelogram. So, 35 plus 145 is 180 degrees. But then, we are only provided with 35, ha? Ito lang. Next, opposite angles are the same. So, kapag 35 dito, automatic yung opposite angle dito is 35. So, since meron na tayong 145 dito, yung opposite din dito is 145. So, ito lang yung given. Meron na tayong tatlong angles, the three other angles, 145, 35, and 145. So, therefore, the answer for item 29 is C, 145, 35 degrees, and 145 degrees. Simple as that. So let's go to item 30. Sir. The edges of a rectangular solid measures 1.5 feet by 1/2 feet by 3 inches. What is its volume in cubic inches? Again, yung given. Rectangular solid, that is a rectangular prism. Meron siyang dimensions na 1.5 feet by 1/2 feet by 3 inches. As you can observe, yung units niya hindi parehas. Merong feet dito, merong feet, at merong inches. What is the volume daw in cubic inches? Okay. Now, what is the... Ito yung given, ha? 1.5 feet by 1/2 feet by 3 inches. So we convert this to 2 inches. We are aware, or most of us are aware, that 1 foot is equal to 12 inches. Yung isang ruler merong 12 inches. That is a fact. So ilang inches meron? 1.5 feet. So therefore, 1.5 feet is equal to 1.5 times 12, which is equal to 18 inches. Merong 18 inches sa 1.5 feet. Next, 1 half feet is equal to 1 half times 12, which is equal to 6 inches. So merong 6 inches sa kalahati ng ruler. And then the last given is 3 inches. So hindi na natin kailangan i-convert. So meron na tayong measurement na kanilang measurement ng dimensions ng rectangular prism. 18 inches, 6 inches, and 3 inches. The formula in finding the volume of a rectangular prism is length times width times height. So therefore, the volume is just the product of 18, 6, at saka 3. So 18 times 6 times 3 is equal to 324. 324 cubic inches. So therefore, the answer for item 30 is A, 324. Let's proceed to item 31. A water tank contains 8 liters when it is 20% full. How many liters does it contain when it is 75% full? So ito lang yung given, 8 liters kapag 20% full. At tinatanong tayo, the question here is, ilang liters daw does it contain when it is 75% full? I'm so sorry. Sige. 8 liters when it is 20% full. That's the given. So we are going to let x be the number of liters when it is 100% full. So ilang litro ba meron kapag 100% full? This is the first thing to find. So 20% of x is equal to 8, right? Kasi 20% daw sa full is 8 liters and x is the number of liters when it is full. So 20% of x is 8. So how do you find the value of x? By dividing both sides by 20% or by multiplying both sides by 1 over 20%. So x is equal to 8 divided by 20%, or x is equal to 40 liters. That is 100% full. But this is not the answer since we are asked to find the number of liters it contains when it is 75% full. So since merong 40 liters kapag 100% full, so 75% of 40, that is 30 liters. So merong 30 liters if it is 75% full. So therefore, the answer is 30 or 30 liters. 31 is B. 32. How many degrees are between the hands of a clock? It's clock, not click. At 3:40. Again, imagine sa clock nyo, yung oras is 3:40. Ilang degrees daw meron between the hands of a clock? Between the hand, yung what you call this one? Yung the yung malaking hand at saka yung maliit. The hour hand at saka the minute hand. Yun yung dalawang hand sa clock. So kapag yung oras daw is 3:40. So between the hands of a clock at 3:40. Between sa hour hand at saka sa minute hand. So we are going to use the formula 11 half minutes minus 30 hours. 11 half minutes minus 30 hours. This is the formula, ha? You're going just to substitute kung ano yung minutes at saka kung ano yung hours. Okay. This is always the formula in finding the degree between the hands of a clock. So 11 half times the minutes. Ano yung minutes? 40 minus 30 times 3. Where did we get 3? 3 is the hour. So 11 halves times 40 minus 30 times 3. So this is 220 minus 90, which is equal to 130. Therefore, 130 degrees meron between the hands of a clock at 3:40. Yeah, 3:40. 130 degrees. Paano natin nakuha yung 130? By using the formula 11 half minutes minus 30 hours. Memorize this formula. Okay? Sige. The answer is B. Let's go to item 33. Which of these three fractions has the largest value? So saan daw sa choices ang may malaking value? So we go directly to the choices, and then we are going to get it in decimal what you call this one? Decimal form. So 4 over 15 is 0.267. Using your calculator, divide 4 by 15. So 4 divided by 15 is 0.267. 3/4 or 3 divided by 4 is 0.75 or 75%. C is 12 divided by 24 is 0.50 or 50%. D, 5 over 9 is equal to 0.56 or 56%. So saan sa kanila, in the form of decimal form, ang may malaking value? So obviously, the answer is B, 0.75 or 75%. So therefore, the answer for item 33 is B, 3/4. Okay, let's proceed to the next item, 34. If x is equal to 3 and y is equal to 2, then 2x plus 3y is equal to blank. So we are given with the values of x and y, which is 3 and 2 respectively. And then yung tinatanong, ano daw yung value na 2x plus 3y? So we can solve this one by substituting the values of x and y. So x is equal to 3, y is equal to 2. 2 times 3, 3 times 2. So 2 times 3 is 6, 3 times 2 is 6. 6 plus 6 is equal to 12. The value of the given equation is 12 given the values of x and y, 3, 2 respectively. Malapit na sir. Sige. So therefore the answer for item 34 is 12A. Let's go to item 35. Which of these has a value different from the other three? So walang ibang given kundi yung mga choices lang. So we go directly to the choices. So different daw from the other three. So we're going to find its decimal form. 15% is just the same as 0.15, right? 3 over 20 is just the same as 0.15. But 15 is equal to 15, so it's different. And tsaka yung D naman is 12 over 75, which is equal to 0.16. It is also different compared to the other two, A and B. So this is 0.15. This is 0.15, this is 15, this is 0.16. But in the licensure examination for teachers, you cannot have two answers. So you are just going to find the best answer for it. So ano yung best answer? Compared to 15 and 0.16, ano yung mas malayo sa 0.15 dito? Of course, C. So C is 15 kasi dito 0.16, mas malapit siya sa 0.15. So therefore, the answer is C, which is 15 since malayo siya sa other 3. So the answer for item 35 is 15. Okay, let's proceed to item 36. The vertex angle of an isosceles triangle is 30 degrees. What is the measure of one of the base angles? So yung given lang dito is the vertex angle. The vertex is found at the top of the isosceles triangle. Pag sinabing isosceles triangle, yung legs niya ay congruent in terms of the size or the length. At saka yung base angle niya are of the same measure. So kapag 20 degrees dito, dito din ay 20 degrees. That is for the isosceles triangle. So let's go back to the question. Sinabi dito, yung vertex angle daw ay 30 degrees. So we let x be the measure of the base angle. Kaya dito, x dito, at saka dito. Kasi nga, they are of the same measure in angle. So, sa triangle, yung sum ng kanilang mga interior angles is equal to 180 degrees. That is sa lahat ng mga triangle. Again, yung sum ng interior angles sa triangle is equal to 180 degrees. So, meron na tayo dito 30 degrees. Meron din tayong x because we let x be the measure of the base angle. So, x dito at saka x din dito. So therefore, we can write this one too. 30 plus x is equal to 180. Bakit dalawang x? Kasi nga, dalawa yung base angle niya and they are of the same measure. So x dito at saka x din dito. So combined like terms, what is x plus x? 2x is equal to 180 minus 30. So we transposed 30 to the other sides. Or simply in math, we add both sides by negative 30 for us to omit 30 in this side. So naging 2x is equal to 150. Then divide both sides by 2 or multiply both sides by 1 half. X is equal to 75. So the measure of the base angle is 75 degrees. So 75 degrees dito at saka 75 degrees din dito. Okay? So the answer for item 36 is C, 75 degrees. Let's go to 37. What is the value of 12 and 1/6 minus 2 and 3/8 minus 7 and 2/3 plus 19 and 3/4? So this is just simply addition. Performing the operations, we have subtraction and addition. So iuuna mo yung mga, this one, the integers. The 12, the 3, the negative 7 or minus 7, and plus 19. And then follow up yung mga mix ang mga fractions. 1/6, 3/8, 2/3, and 3/4. So after performing the operations, you will now have the answer, which is 21 and 7/8. That is C. So this is so easy since you are provided, I mean, you have calculator. You can use calculator in the licensure examination for teachers. Okay, it's just a matter of performing the operations, the addition and subtraction. Let's go to the next item, 38. Joseph is 10 years older than his sister. If Joseph was 25 years of age in 1983, in what year could he have born? Okay, we understand first the problem. So Joseph is 10 years older than his sister. That is the given. If Joseph was 25 years of age in 1983, so nung 1983, yung edad daw ni Joseph ay 25 years of age. In what year could he have born? Could he have born? Mm, okay, 25. I mean, your question should be, this should be his sister. In what year could his sister have born? So let's change it to his sister. Okay, again. So Joseph is 10 years older than his sister. If Joseph was 25 years of age in 1983, in what year could his sister have born? So we let X be the age of his sister. So if yung age ng sister niya ay X, so Joseph age will be then X plus 10. Kasi nga, Joseph is 10 years older than his sister. So kapag X yung sister niya, si Joseph naman ay X plus 10. So meron ding another given. Joseph is 25 noong 1983. So remember, 25 years old siya yung 1983. So Joseph is X plus 10. This is 1. Then si Joseph died 25 siya. So 25 is equal to X plus 10. Then transpose 10 to the other side. This is 25 minus 10 is equal to X. Then 15 is equal to X. Noong 1983 din ito. Kasi nga, nag-substitute tayo ng 25 kay Joseph noong 1983. So, yung X is 15. Therefore, yan yung age ng sister niya noong 1983. The question, in what year could his sister have born? So, if 15 years old yung sister niya noong 1983, so, yung birth date ng sister niya, so to find the birth date of his sister, we subtract 1983 by 15. So, 1983 minus 15 is equal to 1968. So ito yung birth date ng kanyang sister, Joseph's sister. So the answer for item 38 is 1968. C. So let's go to 39. In a series circuit, how many complete pathways of electricity are produced? So this is actually not a mathematics question, but rather this falls under the TLE, Technology and Livelihood Education. But anyways, so as you can see, as you can observe in this problem, wala siyang enough na given. Wala siyang sinabing, basta yung sinabi lang dito is in merong circuit, that's how many complete pathways of electricity are produced. So we are not certain on this question. So, pero yung choices niya, meron siya ditong 3, 4, at saka 1. So how did we should ask ourselves, paano naging 3, paano naging 4, paano naging 1? So by just looking at the choices, you can actually answer this one. So we have B as the answer. It depends on the number of bulbs. Kasi nagdedepende yung pathway of electricity sa number of bulbs at then walang number of bulbs na naka-indicate sa problem na ito. So that is for item 39. Let's go to item 40. A coin is tossed several times and the ratio of heads to tails is 24 is to 26. So that's the ratio. For every 24 heads, there is a 26 tails. Which proportion of the losses are tails? So, ano daw yung proportion ng losses are tails? Focus on this one, the tails. Diba? The ratio of the heads to tails is 24 is to 26. Again, for every 24 heads, there is 26 tails. So which proportion of the losses are tails? So 24 is actually the heads, the number of heads. 26 is the tails. Yung tinatanong dito is which proportion of the losses are tails? Yung tails daw. So yung tails is 26. That is 26 over, since yung tinatanong is proportion. So 26 over 50. Where did we get 50? 50 is the sum of 24 and 26. That is the totality of 24, the heads and tails. So 26 over 50. So we reduce this one to its simplest form. Ano ba yung common factor ni 26 at ni 50? 2. So 26 divided by 2 is 13. 50 divided by 2 is 25. The answer is 13 over 25. So for item number 40, the answer is C, 13 over 25. Let's go to the next item, 41. The vertex angle of an isosceles triangle is 30 degrees. What is the measurement of one of the base angles? So again, inulit yung question dito, number 41. We are done with this one. But ito ay nangyayari sa licensure examination for teachers or sa LET. So some of the questions are repeated, and luck for you if you know the problem. So it's an advantage for you if alam niyo yung problem kasi nga inulit yung mga questions. So again, 30 degrees yung vertex, yung base angle. The sum of the interior angles of a triangle is equal to 180 degrees. So that is why we have here 30 plus x is equal to 180. Where did we get x? From the base angles, since they are of the same measure in terms of angles. So 2x is equal to 180 minus 30. So the 30 is transposed to the other sides. Then 2x is equal to 150, then x is equal to 75. 150 divided by 2 is 75. So therefore, the measurement of one of the base angles is 75. Oh, there's no item 42. Okay, let's proceed to item 43. What number subtracted from each 71 and 58 will result in two perfect squares? Ano daw yung number na isa-subtract from 71 at saka from 58 that will result in two perfect square? Ano nga ulit yung perfect square? A number is a perfect square if it can be written in the form of a times a, or simply, for example, 49 is a perfect square since we can write 49 as 7 times 7. So just the product of itself. For example, 64. 64 is a perfect square because we can write 64 as the product of 8 times 8. So 8 times itself. So that's the perfect square. So yeah. What number subtracted from each 71 and 58 will result in two perfect square? So since we have here the choices, we are provided with choices. Why not use the choices to find the answer by simply isa-isay natin. So yung A is 42. So yeah, let's try. 71 minus 42 is equal to 23. 23 is not a perfect square. Therefore, we end this one. We will not check if 58 minus 42 is a perfect square since yung isa na dito is not a perfect square kasi yung tinatanong is the 2 must be perfect square. So let's proceed to uh, choice B, which is 3. 71 minus 3 is 68, and then 68 is not perfect square, then do not proceed to the next one, to 58. So the A is incorrect, B is incorrect. Let's proceed to C. Uh, 22. Okay, let's try. 71 minus 22 is 49. Oh, 49 is a perfect square. So we'll proceed. 58 minus 22 is 36. Oh, 36 is a perfect square. Therefore, C must be the answer. But then, there's still D. So we need to find out if D satisfies the given question. Kasi nga, kapag dalawa yung sagot, uh, pili ka ng best answer sa kanila. So let's proceed to D. 35. So 71 minus 35 is 36. 36 is a perfect square. That is why we proceeded here. So 58 minus 35 is 23. So this time now, 23 is not a perfect square. Therefore, the D is incorrect. Choice D is incorrect. So the answer for item 43 is C, 22. Let's proceed to 44. Item 44. There are 40 women in a committee consisting of 50 members. What is the ratio of men to women? So remember the question, ratio of men to women. Merong 40 na women and the committee consists of 50 members. So if there are 42 women in a committee and there is a total number of 50 members, what is the ratio of men to the women? So in order for us to determine the number of men in the committee, we subtract 50 by 40. So 50 minus 40 is equal to 10. Therefore, there are 10 men in a committee or in the committee. So the question here is the ratio of men to women. We have now the number of men, which is 10. We have the given number of women, which is 40. So the ratio is 10 over 40, since ratio is men to women. So 10 over 40 is just the same as 1/4, or 1 is to 4. So the answer is C. For item 44, the answer is C, 1 is to 4. Let's proceed to item 45. Interest rates continue to rise, a further 20% increase in the old rate. If the old interest rate was 4.5%, what will the new rate be? So we just add 20% to 4.5%. The answer is 24.5%. 46. A letter is picked at random from English alphabet. What is the probability that the letter is contained in the word house or the phone? Remember, or. So the question differs if this is or this is and. So please be mindful kung ano yung ginamit dito. If it is or and. Sige. A letter is picked at random from English alphabet. What is the probability that the letter is contained in the word house or the phone? Pag sinabing or, we just actually combine. We are combining letters. But then we need to count the letter only once if repeated. So kapag meron na repeat na letters, for example dito, O, at saka merong O din dito. So we just count it as one. Okay? Kapag merong H dito, merong H dito. So ika-count din natin siya as one. Sige. Isa-isa natin. Yung house, meron siyang 5 letters, right? H-O-U-S-E. Tsaka yung phone naman, meron siyang 5 letters. Phone. As you can observe, meron siyang the same letters H, at saka O, at saka E. But then we need to count the letter only once if it is repeated. So there are 3 letters found in both words. Therefore, the 5 letters from the house, this one, plus the 5 letters from the phone, this one, minus the 3 letter, minus 3. Yung 3 is the number of letters that can be found in both words, house, and tsaka phone. Why do we need to subtract this one? Kasi nga, inulit yung mga letters dito. Kasi kapag hindi natin tatanggalin, hindi tayo magsasubtract ng 3 dito, so it must be 10. Though, meron siyang mga inulit na letters. So, para para matanggal yung mga inulit na letter, o para ma-count yung inulit na letters as once only, so we need to subtract it by 3. So, therefore, it is equal to 7. Oh, okay, sorry. So, 7. That 7 is actually the letters from house or phone. So why is it that the answer is 7 over 26? Because there are 26 letters. This is letters in the English alphabet. So the probability that the letter is contained in word house or the phone is 7 over 26. Where did we get 7? From this one. Where did we get 26? Since there are 26 letters in the English alphabet. So the answer for item 46 is B, 7 over 26. Let's proceed to item 47. 5 persons can finish painting a wall within 5 hours. If only 3 persons are available, how many hours do they have to work to finish the same job? Again, 5 persons can finish painting a wall within 5 hours. If only 3 persons are available, how many hours do they have to work to finish the same job? So meron tayong 5 tao dito and they can finish painting a wall within 5 hours. So 5 tao, they can finish it within 5 hours. If only 3 persons are available, so maybe yung dalawa hindi available, so are not present, so tatlo lang yung available. How many hours do they have to work to finish the same job? So without solving, we can say that yung number of hours they have to work to finish the same job is much higher or bigger than nung 5 persons sila. Kasi maraming tao, so madaling matapos. Kapag tatlo lang, maybe mas mataas pa sa 5 hours yung sagot. So we utilize the formula of work, which is the work is equal to the number of people, or N, times the rate of work per person, R, times the T, the time where the work is can be finished. So the time. N is the number of people, or rate of work per person, and T is for the time. So, we substitute 1 to the work. Bakit 1? Kasi there is only one work, and that is to finish painting. So this is 1. Is equal to 5. Where did you get 5? So there are 5 persons. That is why it's 5. The R. R is unknown since hindi natin alam yung rate of work per person. That is why we are solving the value of R here. And 5 is the time. So within 5 minutes. The work can be finished within 5 minutes, 5 hours rather. So that is why yung T dito is 5. So 1 is equal to 5 times 5 is 25 R. Then to solve R, divide both sides by 25, then R is equal to 1 over 25. Yung 1 over 25 is the rate of work per person. So kada tao, meron siyang rate na 1 over 25. So let's go to the question. If only 3 persons are available, tatlo lang daw yung available, how many hours do they have to work? Ilang oras sila dapat magtrabaho to finish the same job? So, we're still using the formula W is equal to N or T. So, work is 1 is equal to N. Si N naman ay naging 3 kasi nga, there are only 3 persons available. So, 3 dito. Yung R naman is, we substitute the value of R here, which is 1 over 25. So 3 times 1 over 25 times T. The T here is unknown since we are asked to find the number of R's the 3 persons have to work to finish the job. So ito yung kailangan nating makuha, yung T or yung time. Sige, 1 is equal to 3 times 1 over 25 is 3 over 25 T. So how do you find the values of T? By multiplying both sides by 25 over 3 or multiply this 25 to the other sides. Or it is up to you how you solve the value of T. So this is 25 over 3 is equal to T. So our time is equal to 8 and 1/3. 25 over 3 is just the same as 8 and 1/3. So therefore, if only 3 persons are available, yung number of hours for them to finish the work is 8 and 1/3 hours. So, di ba? Mas malaki siya kumpara sa 5 persons kasi nga 5 within 5 minutes within 5 hours lang nila matatapos. Whereas kapag 3 persons lang yung available, it will take them to 8 and 1/3 hours, which is mahaba. Matagal rather. So the answer for 47 is A, 8 and 1/3 hours or 8 and 1/3. Let's go to item 48. If the area of one circle is twice of another circle, what is the ratio in percent of a smaller to larger circle? So, inulit din ito. So, just remember, sa actual licensure examination for teachers, meron din mga inulit na questions. It is good for you if you know the question. You know how to answer the question. So, area of circle 1 is twice the area of circle 2. Circle 2, that's the given. And then, what is the ratio of the smaller to larger circles? So, meron din tayong example dito. For example, yung area daw ni circle 2 is 20. So, therefore, the area of circle 1 is 40. Since, sa given, area of circle 1 is twice the area of circle 2. That's the given. So, what is the ratio of the smaller to larger circle? So, we just assume this one that it talks about the area of the two circles kasi nga hindi naka-specify kung ano yung nakasaad dito. So the ratio then is 20 over 40 or 1/2 or 50%. So the answer for 48 is D, 50%. Let's proceed to 49. It's just the same question as the previous item. 49. The average of 5 different numbers is 10. What is the highest possible value that one of the numbers can have? So again, ano yung average? Yung average is yung makukuha natin if we add the 5 different numbers and then we divide this one as to the number of different numbers. So we let A, B, C, D, and E as the 5 different numbers respectively. So divided by 5 is equal to 10. 10 is the average. So how do we get the sum of the 5 different numbers? By multiplying 5 to 10. So A plus B plus C plus D plus E is equal to 50. So meron na tayong sum ng 5 different numbers. So yung question, ano na yung highest possible value that one of the numbers can have? So ano na yung highest possible value na kahit isa sa kanila ang pwede. One of the numbers can have. Sige. So, since highest possible value yung tinatanong dito sa isang number, so we let the 4 numbers na low possible value din sila. For example, 1. So, yung isa number 1, yung isa 2, yung isa 3, yung isa 4. So, 1 plus 2 plus 3 plus 4 is 10. So, 10 plus the highest possible value is equal to 50. So, what must be added to 10 for us to have the answer 50? The answer is 40. So, you're asking, sir, where did you get 1, 2, 3, and 4? Why not 1, 1, 1, 1, 1? We cannot have 1, 1, 1, 1 because 5 different numbers. Dapat magkakaiba yung mga numbers. That is why 1, 2, 3, 4 dito. So, ayun, the answer is 40. Item 49, the answer is B, 40. And lastly, item 50. What value of x will satisfy the equation 0.2 times open parenthesis 2x plus 1470 close parenthesis is equal to x? So, we solve this one by distribution. So, the outer portion here, 0.2, you multiply this one to the first term of the inside the parentheses. So 0.2 times 2x is 0.4x. Then another 0.2 to the second term inside the parentheses. So 0.2 times 1470, that is 294. So we distribute the outer portion here to the terms inside the parentheses. So is equal to 60. Just copy this one. And then combine like terms. So 294 is equal to x minus, we transpose this one to the other side. Kaya nga naging minus dito. So x minus 0.4x, then 294 is equal to 0.6x. So you are asking, sir, where did you get 0.6x? Kasi nga, yung x, meron siyang hidden, naka-hide na numerical coefficient which is equal to 1. So, meron yung 1 dito. Do not forget, meron siyang 1 dito. So, 1 minus 0.4 is 0.6. So, we have now here, 294 is equal to 0.6x. So, we are going to find the value of x. How? By dividing both sides by 0.6 or by multiplying both sides by 1 over 0.6. It is up to you. So 294 divided by 0.6 is equal to x. So use calculator, 490 is equal to x. Therefore, our x is 490. So the answer for item 50 is A, 490. So that would be all for this session. I hope you learned something from my discussion, and see you tomorrow, or see you to the next session.